Hey, good friends and family, I trust I find you well. Allow me to welcome you today to GraceTalk, a conversation built in and around my latest book, which is titled Insights into Grace. And Insights into Grace is built around 12 insights, which form the 12 chapters of the book. And each and every one of these chapters is designed to empower you and I to fully walk in God's unmerited favor. So that becomes our goal. Now, one of the most important words behind this book or behind our conversation, it is the word insight. Now, insight is inner seeing. It's a deeper level of understanding of something. Now, there's a statement I wrote in my introduction that may help us maybe to capture the concept behind the word insight. And the statement says, each time we grasp the essence of something or someone, we engage with the very life it carries. Each time we grasp the essence of something or someone, we engage with the very life it carries. So when it comes to the message of grace, and when it comes to Jesus Christ, who is grace personified, every time we grasp the essence of this message, we are able to engage with the very life it carries. Now, my goal in all these conversations, it is not for you to increase information, but my prayer, it is for you to come to a place of transformation. So it is more than information, it is all about transformation and bring you to a place where you start to experience God's unmerited favor. So what I'm going to do today is I want to give you an overview of the entire book by just walking you through the 12 chapters of the book, and then tomorrow we can start to dig into some of the excerpts from the book. Chapter number 1 is titled Covenant, the Platform of Grace. Those who have had me teach over the last 10 years will know that I'm very passionate when it comes to us growing in our understanding of the new covenant. So in chapter number 1, we take time to discuss the covenant being the platform of grace. And I see a covenant just the same way I look at a foundation of a building. It is that part that carries the entire weight of the whole structure. So that's exactly what a covenant is to grace. Grace must come and sit on this platform called the covenant. And chapter number 2 is titled Kind Love, the Root of Grace. Just like a fruit tree cannot bear fruits without the roots, that's the same way it is impossible to experience God's grace outside God's kind love. Then chapter number 3 is titled Righteousness, the Product of Grace. The product of grace. I really like this chapter because I take time to bring a balance, especially among grace preachers, when it comes to our walk in righteousness, because there are two sides to righteousness. There is the gift side, and then there is the practice side. And for the most part, we have seen grace preachers lean more on the gift side and neglect or do it at the expense of the practice side of righteousness. And then chapter number 4 is titled Faith, the Catalyst of Grace. Everything provided by grace can only be accessed through faith. That's why Ephesians 2 verse 8 says, for we are saved by grace through faith. And chapter number 5 is titled Ignorance, the Enemy of Grace. It's a call to pay attention to this enemy of grace, lest he takes advantage of you. Chapter number 6 is titled Knowledge, Growth in Grace. It's an encouragement with some practical tools and tips to help you grow in grace. Why? Because grace has capacity for growth. So you need to know how to grow in that grace. Then chapter number 7 is one of my favorite chapters, if I must admit. It is titled The Presence of God Being the Evidence of Grace. I promise I'm going to dig a little bit more on this one over the coming few days. Then chapter number 8 is titled The Throne, the Dominion of Grace. Now, a throne is the highest seat in any kingdom. When it comes to the New Testament setup, the highest seat in the New Testament, it is the throne of grace. Chapter number 9, one of my other favorite chapters, it is titled Change, the Effect of Grace. And I remember writing this statement in that chapter. It is impossible to encounter grace and not experience change. Chapter number 10 is titled Humility, the Mindset of Grace. the mindset of grace. Then chapter number 11, purity, the instruction of grace. If there's one chapter I don't want you to miss in this book, it is this chapter. Purity, the instruction of grace. Grace is not a license to sin. The message of grace calls for purity. And then chapter number 12, I close the chapter on gratitude, the strength of grace. So that's the overview of the book. Now, is in my closing remarks today, I want to invite you back to the idea of insight or understanding and adopt the prayer David makes in Psalm chapter number 119, verse 144. David makes a prayer and he says, Lord, give me understanding that I may live. Give me understanding that I may live. It's a cry for insight. It's a cry for comprehension of God's ways, because that is the secret behind living. As a matter of fact, when you come to the New Testament, in Matthew chapter number 4, verse number 4, Jesus responding back to the temptation of the devil, he said, for it is written that men shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Now, this should beg us to ask the question, what is it that comes out of the mouth of God? And the book of Proverbs gives us a very clear answer to that question. Proverbs 2, verse number 6 says, the Lord gives wisdom, and out of his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. So you see now why David would make such a prayer that I want you and I to adopt today. Lord, give me understanding that I may live. The secret behind living is understanding God's ways and understanding God's will. So it is my prayer that as we are going to be exploring insights into grace, that you will come to a place where you're not just acquiring information, but you're coming to a place of transformation where your life will be changed according to God's design, according to God's plan for you. God bless you. Until we meet again tomorrow, may heaven keep smiling at you. This is Pastor Dan here.